Destined to Succeed. I am yours truly, Dennis E.Holder, the COO of Herald of Hope, and this is my lovely wife,
E.Holder, and I'm the product manager.
So tonight we're going to come and want to talk to you about our title, and we'll let Ms. Holder kick us off what we're going to be talking about tonight.
We're going to be talking about how the road to success, that you can how we can navigate the road to success in our lives, and we can do that through a lot of ways. And today we're just going to discuss a few ways with you.
One of the things that we want to make sure that we do is this: quit letting people define what success is for you. One must come to the point of defining success for themselves and knowing what you want in life, and therefore clarify it and know what you're aiming for. It has been said that, you got to make sure that not only are you successful from a professional perspective, but also from a personal perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that you want to be is a public success and a private failure. So make sure that you're balancing that out. Because my point is, I want to, just as if I'm a good businessman, I also want to be a good husband, a good father, and a grandfather, things of that nature. So I want to balance those things out. And listen, get this if you don't get nothing else. You're either going to build your dreams.
All right.
Or someone will hire you to build theirs. And that's your choice. You can either build your dreams or someone will hire you to build yours.
All right.
So with that in mind, we want to just ask the question real quick. When you're defining success, and I'm going to let Ms. Holder go first on this and kick us off. When you're defining success, what is one word that would define success in your life? Give them an example for you.
Happiness.
Me, progress. So if you're on the line, I want you to begin typing in one word that would define success for you. This ain't about nobody else, it's about you. And you may have some terminologies that we don't have. That's what it's all about. This is not just about giving information, it's all about sharing information as well. So if you got that information, just hit us up and let us know what's your one word that you would define, that would help you define success.
I have another one, prosperity.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And all of those, once again, goes right back to you. Listen, when you're talking about success, you got to be willing to make some transitions. And the problem that many of us run into is that we think success is stagnated, but success is also transitional. And even tonight, we got to realize this, that even though we're here talking as a couple, success not only can be arranged as couples, but also as team members, leaders in your company or at work, or just leaders among one another. So you got to be willing to do what's necessary. For instance, if I want my wife to be a success at whatever she puts her mind and her hearts to, and therefore I want to be able to encourage her as much as possible, but also being realistic with her. So that's also said that I need to provide truth with her as well, because I don't want her going out looking one way or another. I want her to be at her best. What is the way that you would encourage it as we're transitioning to success?
Well, I think that if we give each other space, because we are two different individuals, and so if we give each other space to grow separately, it doesn't mean that we're growing away from each other, but we're bringing more to the group, because it doesn't what's the word I want to say? It doesn't make me feel no less of a person or whatever. It won't make me feel good to tear somebody down that I want to encourage. I want you to be the best that you can be, do the best job that you can at whatever you're trying to do. And but that don't mean that you belittle is the word I was talking about. You don't belittle anybody to get where you're trying to when you're trying to attain different things. There's enough things out there that we can do individually. Okay. But when we come together, we still it's going to benefit us both as a couple, not just one person.
when you look at it also, we must pay attention to one another's dreams and also our aspirations, and at the same time be an encouragement. For instance, as I said, it's not just for couples, but I want people around me in my personal circle and my professional circle that will encourage me, that will speak the truth, that will help me expand. We always talk about biblically, iron sharpens iron. And so therefore I want to be around people that make me expand my understanding of what I'm going through, allow me to be flexible enough to know that I don't know it all, and someone to elevate my way of thinking. So when we're looking at that aspect, always find people and be around people that can be an encouragement. And then think about this. Don't just pray for an individual, pray for a person, pray with them, especially if this is your spouse or someone that you're in a relationship with. Not just pray for them, pray with them, and therefore you can help elevate your focus and your success as you're moving on towards your goals.
And I think another thing, even in your goals and when you're attaining different levels of achievement and stuff like that, learn to celebrate the majors as well as the minors.
Yes.
We got to celebrate the small things, y'all. See, sometimes we sit up and we don't appreciate some of the small things that we have to do. Small things become great things, and they become bigger things. So if we learn to get the small things, to celebrate them, and then when the big things come, we won't be so overwhelmed with them.
You know what? I mean, one of the major things is, as we say, as you're navigating through success, there's transitions. Yeah. And so what begin to look at, I mean, the things that we went through as a couple, even when we were in our 20s and 30s, things change as we've gotten older. Our focus changed and everything else, but we're still on the path of being successful. But the only area that has changed is our level of thinking and success has now changed. I mean, what I wanted to accomplish early in life, by the grace of God, we were able to accomplish those things, and now we're pushing forward and say, you know what, that was good, but we can even do better. And also remember this, in the process of transition, they need to know that there's a difference between transition and change. There's a big difference.
Right.
And for instance, if I'm going to change, what I'm looking at is this. Change is created in your mind a need to move away from the way things were and then move into the way that things are. A new boss, a new job, things of that nature. Change happens like that. So then, now that I know change, baby, how will they then know what transition is?
Transition, it can happen quickly, or it can be a slow process. But in the process of moving successfully, you're moving from something old to something new. And I'm reminded of this saying, nothing will work unless you do. And that's by Miss Maya Angelou.
Yeah, don't dream about success. Work for it. Elevate your level of thinking to the degree that you recognize over a period of time, I want to see progress. And therefore, you won't get frustrated. All right. And so you have small goals and you have large goals. Like she said, you're looking at the major and the minors. Right. So the minor things allows me to measure my progress, even though it seems like I'm not going to where I need to be, but by the grace of God, I am getting there, because when I look at the measuring stick, I see that I've gone from point A to point B to point C, and therefore I got to keep moving forward. And so in order to do this, I recognize that I got to be willing to, first of all, when I look at these factors, I got to begin to recognize this. I must accept that I'm coming to an end of something. And one of the hardest things for us to do, and let's just be honest, is change. And we don't realize that change many times is for the better. So when I get to that point, I recognize that I'm at the end of something. Then I will go to another process. What's that next step, baby?
To achieve some new success together. And by that, we can do, after we accept the ending and stuff like that, we go to living in a neutral zone.
Come on.
And by that, we don't judge by the harvest you reap, but the seeds that you plant along the way. Sometimes people want to get to a point where they say, well, I hadn't done so-and-so, or I didn't do this, or I didn't make a difference. But along the way, you planting seeds.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna come along and water and say, and then after a while, it's gonna come to a full-fledged harvest, and hopefully you'll be around to see that if you ain't reaping it, somebody else in your family might be reaping it.
Yes.
But there's a process
Legacy.
even to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, don't judge a day by the harvest.
Right.
You judge what you reap. Judge it by the seeds that you sow. Here's the thing that is amazing. We will never know really in our life the people that we have touched, and it's not really about knowing. The thing is, it's doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. I don't need the lights. I don't need a parade. I don't need an entourage. I'm going to do the right thing whether 10 people are watching or no people are watching. I'm going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and because God has placed it in my heart. And therefore, I recognize that I am not a failure because I am attempting to succeed. I am attempting to try. I am enthusiastic about what I want to do. And so I go from that transitional stage from accepting the ending. I'm in the neutral zone, which can be confusing because neutral feel like you're stuck. But neutral is really preparing you for the next step. And then we have a third step. What's that third step, baby?
Well, and it might be, it's like new beginnings. You know, you think about that. When you start something new, after you come through all the first and the second stage, you go through that stage of new beginning.
And you know what? When you talk about new beginning, you know how we used to say, all good things must come to an end. In order for you to transition to that next level of success, that next level of life that God has for you, you got to realize that, okay, that season is over. Yeah. And now God is preparing me for another season. And so as I'm preparing for this other season, it can be scary because it's a new beginning. I'm going in different territories that I'm not quite familiar with, but that's okay. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish simply because you got the faith, the motivation, and the courage to move forward. And so we say to you tonight, don't let fear keep you from going to what God has called you to do. Listen, it has been said, one of the things I like this, he said, listen, I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. Right. And therefore, you got to make the decision that's going to be valuable for you, decision that's going to be helpful for you, not only for you, but those around you as well. And as you navigate through the transition of success, you begin to recognize not only have I been successful here, I've been successful here, and I can also be successful here. When you get a track record, you begin to recognize not only do you have confidence, but you also enhance your faith as well.
I saw this and I thought it was worth sharing with you. And it says that the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any.
Wow. Say that again. Woo.
The most common way that people give up their power is to thinking that they don't have any. And that's by Miss Alice Walker. And see, that's another thing. See, we one thing we've always shared, don't count yourself out. You can do anything God gives you the wisdom and knowledge to do. Anything but fail. So just remember that. Don't give up your power by thinking you don't have any. You have power. With God, anything is possible.
No doubt about it, no doubt about it. I think you said that very well, because what we need to begin to realize is this, is that too often we have allowed other people to write our life story, to tell us what we can and cannot do. What we got to realize is this, just because they speak it doesn't mean it's true. You got to believe in yourself. You got to know what you're capable of. And then you got to have faith that if God opens a door, he can definitely guide you through where you need to go to. And so there should be an excitement to say, you know what? Yes, it's a little bit scary, but we walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I'm more than a conqueror. I'm going to be victorious. And so sometimes you got to be like David. You got to encourage yourself. You got to be willing to say, I don't care what the naysayer says. I'm going to transition. I'm going to navigate. I may not have been as successful as I would like to have been, but at this time, I'm still going to do what I need to do to move forward. I'm still going to do the things that's necessary. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to operate according to the principles of the word, so therefore I can be a success. Success is not determined by what somebody think about me.
All right.
My success is what I know I can do. It's determined by what's in my heart and wanting to do the right thing.
See, success doesn't come from stuff that you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. You got to keep on, and then you'll get greater at it, better at it, what you're doing. But just don't give up, because I think they said it before. If first you fail, try again. Hey, keep on trying, because nothing beats a failure but a try. Keep on going.
You know, one of the things that I'm so happy about is that our parents taught us good work ethics.
Yeah.
And to move from one stage to the other. We pass those on down to our kids as well. And hopefully to those that we've come in contact with, that we will never quit. We're going to continue to focus on moving forward. And then I want to just give you 3 elements of success. There are many, but I'm just breaking it down that could help you. Number 1, as you're going in the process of transition, remember this: there's clarity of purpose. What that simply means is it promotes a clear direction. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm heading. Listen, if I'm going on a road trip, I'm going to GPS, so I'm going to get a map so I know where I'm going. So I get there on purpose. And that's what success is. I'm going to get to where I want to go on purpose. It will not be an accident. And when I get there, I won't be like, wow. No. I expect to get there. So raise your expectations. Say, you know what? I'm going somewhere. And then secondly is the growth mentality. The growth mentality is saying, I got to be flexible enough that if it don't go like I want it, at the same time, I got to keep moving with progress and understanding that everything don't happen overnight.
Right.
It's a process, and I'm going to continue to do what I need to do. And then lastly is 3 is to have the courage to do it. Right. Regardless of what they say. You know what I discovered? Many of us, it's not others that talk us out of going forward. It's ourselves. We will talk ourselves out of going forward because we can't see it. It's all right that you can't see it. We got to be willing to try, though, because it's in your heart. You got to have the passion and the desire to move forward. Success is there for you, but don't let other people define it for you.
All right, and then another thing, I told you about that. This success is something that you not do occasionally. You do it consistently, and then balance is vital.
Okay.
You've got to learn, whether you're at the beginning of your journey, in the middle of your journey, at the end, about to start a new journey. You still got to keep yourself balanced and reward yourself committing to your hard work or your routine.
You know, even to the point of values. And that's one thing you got to make sure that you also, as you're moving forward, is that your values stay a top priority. Don't deviate from who you are. Don't deviate from what you believe in. Even though it may get you more likes or things of this nature. Stay true to who you are. As I've said so often, nobody can beat you being you. Yeah. And because you're willing to take a chance on yourself and willing to try it because you believe in it, that is success within itself. And so I simply say to you that, you know, every now and then we gotta encourage one another. Yeah. We got to say to each other that, you know what, I know it's been a hard day, but you can do it. I know you can do it. And sometimes that's all it takes is words of encouragement. Because no matter who we are, hear this, and hear this. Even strong people need somebody every now and then.
Well, we do. And there are 4 C's to success that I would like to mention to you tonight. And one of them being, like he said, the critical thinking, just a reminder, being creativity, collaboration, but the most of all is communication. I don't care, whatever you do, there's no way around communication, y'all. You know, especially with your spouse or with your family, with your loved ones, communication is the key. We gotta have it.
Yeah, very much necessary. And so as you're journeying through, whether you're by yourself or whether you have somebody by your side, remember this: I'm going somewhere on purpose. I know where I'm going. I got the passion. I got the desire to get there. And I should let nothing separate me from the love of God. And therefore, listen, as success, many times people think success is how much money you have. No. Success for me is being able to accomplish a goal and celebrate it with the people that I love. That's success. And when I'm successful at something, the monetary aspect will come along, because I believe that God is a provider, and that if I will seek after Him first, all those other things will be added. So those are the principles in which we operate on, because the Bible also speaks that for the love of money is the root of all evil, which throws your focus off. Yeah. I'm seeking after God, and God will provide. God will make a way. And so I'm simply saying to us tonight is to maintain your focus, get a plan, work that plan, and make sure that you're doing the things that's necessary to be successful. Because guess what? I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're dealing with. You will never get what you wish for. You're going to get what you work for.
All right.
And you can believe that. And so you got to be willing to go get it. Because contrary to popular belief, it really doesn't matter what they say. It really doesn't matter what they think. It's all about your belief in yourself, your belief in the God that you serve, and knowing that you can accomplish what you can accomplish. And guess what? Even when you're not feeling like you can, to have somebody to push you forward, to encourage you, and to say, I got your back, man, that makes all the difference in the world. I know for me, I can't speak for nobody else.
And we just want to remind us that your life is as good as your mindset. If you keep your mind positive, you keep being influenced and being around positive people, then all things are possible. You will never be motivated. Therefore, you must learn to be disciplined and keep your mindset right. Success can be a slow process, but quitting will not speed it up.
Hey, okay. We done all been in our situation. We done all been at a point where we felt like we can't make it, and we all felt like, it's tough. But listen, it's going to be tough. Nothing that's that you're willing to work for is going to be easy. But you got to be willing to struggle. You got to be willing to push through. You got to be willing to persevere. And as you're persevering, you will discover one thing. I have my desire. Mm-hmm. I have the dedication. All right. I have the determination, and I have the discipline. And when you're operating in that, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, should slow you down. And therefore, tonight, as we talk about navigating the transition of success, once again, just a reminder, don't let other people tell you what success is. Define it for yourself. And then as you define it for yourself, those stages of success keep moving. And so you got to stop, pause, reflect, refocus, and then move ahead. Because what I've accomplished 20 years ago, I want to accomplish even more now. And so therefore I say to you, never give up. It's like you say, if you quit, you'll never accomplish it. But if you do not quit, all things are possible.
Man.
Closing words.
Closing words. We hope that we have blessed somebody by tuning in with us tonight. And I want to just say one thing. You know what? Continue to encourage each other. That's what it's all about. I told you, communication. Good job, brother.
Good job, Sister Ida. I tell you what, it's been great talking with you guys tonight. I pray that you begin to get something said to be helpful as well as beneficial. And then remember this, guys. Don't give up. Don't give in. And don't give out. So I pray that you will move forward, be elevated, and then remember this. You will not always be motivated to accomplish your goals. That's why you will need discipline to fulfill that obligation where motivation may fail. Just because I don't feel like doing something on tomorrow, I still know that I have certain things that need to get accomplished. So I got to move beyond how I feel. And so it really operates from a spiritual perspective as well. Guess what? It's not about how I feel. I know that I'm a child of God. And therefore, it really doesn't matter what they say or how I feel. Let's get it accomplished. Once again, through desire, through dedication, determination, and discipline. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.